All right, so this topic is new, right? It's actually in the textbook 1B, chapter 7. Okay, that means we have one last chapter to go before we finish the entire Sec 1 topics. Bernie, what happened to your camera again? Now I have a screen right in front of me. I can see all your faces. Okay, then let's see. Video here. You haven't turned on camera yet. I'm going to send you some notes. Okay, it's actually today's lesson. But first, let me show you a video for today's topic. Okay, so you just watch a very short video about, states of matter, okay, solid, liquid, and gas. So in primary school, I think you only learn about the characteristics, right, of the 3 states of matter. Okay, but now in secondary school, for Sec 1, you need to know the particle arrangement, right? And then how actually these particles arrangement affect, all right, the properties of the different matter we're talking about. Okay, so quickly go through some slides with you because this is the first lesson for this topic. Let me just send you the slides. All right. So check that you can download this into your device. Can you see in the chat, I actually sent a PDF. Okay, that's today's notes. Quickly download it. All right. Okay. Anyone cannot download this? Aaron, can you?
Cannot.
You cannot. How about Bernie? Can you?
Try.
Yeah. Bernie, any problem? You can, Okay, good. Lee Ray, can or not? Good. Charmaine and Dina. You have no problem, right? Good. I know you're going to print it out now. Hey Yin, can or not? Can, good. So it's only Aaron, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron, what device are you using?
PLD.
PLD, what brand is that?
TravelMate.
Okay, it could be some kind of setting also. Not to worry, later I can send it to you again. Okay, but you just focus on the slides I'm showing first. All right, so for this topic, okay, so what are we learning? Basically, we're going to learn these things. Okay, you need to know matter is made up of small discrete particles which are in constant random motion. Okay, you saw in the video, it says random motion doesn't mean, right? It can travel in a zigzag manner, okay, or in a curly manner. It's always in straight line, but in different direction. Okay, show understanding that the arrangement and movement of particles, okay, in the solid, liquid, and gases, okay, is going to bring about certain changes in their physical states and also their properties. So explain melting and boiling in terms of conversion of the states of matter. Okay, and then compare characteristics of the 3 states of matter in terms of, the movement, etc. Okay, so if you look at the next page, you have all this. Now, common question that will be asked is, what do you understand by the particulate model of matter? You need to state that, okay, matter is made up of small, discrete particles. Okay, these are words that are important, okay, which are in constant random motion. So the keywords here, if you want to ask for keywords, it will be the small, discrete particles, and then talk about these particles always moving. Yep. So if we want to explain this particulate model of matter, okay, we can use models, and that is actually the best way to talk about them. Right, so if you look at the solid, Okay, so this is how particles are arranged in a solid. For liquid, okay, look at how they are not so close together. They move around each other. All right, and then look at the gas particles. Free to move, okay, and they move very fast. So if you talk about the speed that they are moving, or maybe even the energy level that they have, okay, for solid, right? So we can see they have the lowest energy, okay, and then they move the slowest. Okay, and then this will have the most energy. And then they move fastest. Okay, and then for liquid, right, is it in between? Okay, in between. So how do I write in between? Usually we will say that, okay, less than solid. Okay, if you are asked to compare, you will be writing things like that. The energy of liquid particles less than that of solid particles. Okay, but more. Oops, less than gas, more than solid. Okay, so how do they actually move? Okay, again, the movement, right? The speed, right, is in between also. So if you talk about the speed of the liquid particles, okay, because of the energy level, faster than solid, slower than gas. Okay, got it? Okay, so you copy down certain notes. Okay, this will be important. And then later, we are going to go into how to describe particle movement. All right, then we talk about the volume, etc. Okay, can I go on? Can I? Yeah. Okay, so actually this slide here, okay, gives you more information. Now, if you look at your textbook 1B, the words might not be exactly the same, but it's fine. Okay, because usually when you are explaining particle arrangement and, you know, link it to their shape and volume and the particle movement, all right, it's going to be your own words. You don't have to memorize exactly what is mentioned in the textbook. So if you have your concepts there, you'll be marked correct. So in solids, particles are arranged close together in a regular pattern. You also see words like orderly manner, okay? So you can see that, okay, they are very neat, okay, side by side, arranged in layers, okay, not just packed together only, but they are in orderly manner. Okay, regular arrangement, regular pattern. These are the common words that we can use. There are strong attractive forces that hold the particles in position. Okay, so the forces between, okay, these particles, right, in between them is actually very, very strong. So if you want to actually cause them to be free to move about or move over one another, you need to supply a lot of heat energy, which you will see later on in melting. Okay, because of the fixed position they are in, they can't move around. Okay, they always stay in their own place. That's why, okay, we say that solids have definite shape and volume. So this is how you explain. Okay, if the question asks you, using the particulate model of matter, explain why solids have fixed shape or fixed volume. You have to talk about this. Any question? Okay, later I'll give you all some quiz questions. So you have to explain using these words here. All right. So how do they move? They vibrate in their fixed position. So I said that they move so slowly, right? They're the slowest, all right, among the 3 states. So they vibrate in their fixed positions only. Let's look at the liquids now. Liquids, particles are not arranged in a regular pattern. They are slightly further apart, okay, slightly further apart than those in solids. Attractive forces are strong, but not as strong as those in the solids. Therefore, particles are able to move among one another, giving liquids its definite volume, but not definite shape. Okay, so you can pour liquids, from one container to another. Is going to take the shape of the container it is in. One way to think about how liquids particles are like will be a bag of marbles. Okay, so when you are holding a bag of marbles, right, there are so many marbles inside the bag. Okay, no matter how you press the bag, right, you see the marbles moving around over each other. Correct? It doesn't stay in its own place. It's not like fixed. So you can actually put the bag of marbles in one container that is squarish. Then you can also put it in a container that is round. It's just going to take the shape of that container. So you can compare that with a bag of marbles. All right. So we say that the liquid particles move over one another. If you are asked, how do they move? So talk about the particles. They move over one another. Okay, so the particles move over one another. All right, let me go on. Next one, we talk about gas particles. So these particles are widely spaced. Forces between particles are negligible. Take note. Is negligible means it's very, very small. Okay, we can actually sometimes assume, okay, it is 0, but it is not 0. Clear? There are still forces, okay, between the particles, but it's really, really small. There are questions that will ask you, about the forces between the particles for solid, for liquid, for gases. So the strongest will be for solid, then followed by liquid, and then the weakest will be gases, the forces between the gaseous particles. So the particles move about randomly with high speed. They collide with the walls of the container. They can collide with one another. The moment the particles collide, they repel. Okay, so they move in straight lines, right? They move, let's say they are moving in opposite direction. They hit one another, they will repel. Yes, you can go. Thank you for telling me. All right, then they will occupy any available space. Therefore, there are no definite shape and volume. We will be exploring more questions on how to really explain their shape and their volume. Clear? In primary school, you just need to state, because gases have no definite shape, no definite volume. But now in secondary school, we always refer to particle arrangement. So if you were to look at this summary, I think you have it too inside your notes. Comparing solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, if you're talking about the forces of attraction, maybe I can write down for you. Okay, so this is like between the particles. Okay, and then this is the arrangement. Okay. Shape and volume. So you're comparing. And that over here is movement of particles. So you have already learned about this in primary school, okay, as well as this, all right? But you have not learned the first one, the second one, and the last one. So these are the new stuff you need to know. Okay.